With an update on Vince McMahon's status as WWE Chairman and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Explaining why he does not sign autographs at the airport, Kevin Nash said this on his Click This podcast. "I won't do it for an adult. I know how much those things go for. It used to be you could sign your name on them with a paint pen, but they can just wipe that right off it. To me, it's like if you're carrying a Funko, I ain't signing it, so don't carry a Funko. Yeah, you'll see a price listing in on it. The only reason I'm at the airport is because I'm going to a signing, so your chances of getting something for free, being the reason that I'm leaving my house in the first place, is about as good a chance of Punk being the main event on Raw Monday when he showed up in the parking lot." Addressing her AEW contract expiring, Leva Bates said during a Twitch live stream, "When I got out of the dentist, I was going to do a work call, was going to get done with the work call around for vets, for my pet, and then take him. I got out of the dentist and realized I didn't have a job, so that changed some plans. I had to figure out a lot of things very quickly, had to have a lot of conversations. Yes, I am no longer with AEW, but that is okay. I put a lot of love and effort and energy into that place and no regrets. I am so happy to be there from day one before we even had a show, before we even had our first pay-per-view, and I have made history. I'm a part of history. So I am forever grateful and forever will just be so thankful to have been a part of that. But as you know, probably realize, I am not performing as much as I would like to perform. So I'm taking all of this energy and focusing it on trying to make things happen, trying to wrestle as many places as I can, to go maybe who knows where. I'm trying to act. I have some stuff lined up to get me on my journey. I have a really cool meeting for some voiceover demo stuff. Hopefully that goes well and I can move forward with that and hopefully land a voiceover agent and all of the things you're supposed to do. So I got a lot of things in motion. I'll be honest, I already got a couple of indie bookings kind of lined up. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say where they are yet because we literally just locked them down. I'm coming to a town near you probably, so definitely keep your eyes open. I'm going to be available to you more probably than I have been. Peter Avalon and I jokingly have thought, well, maybe I should still do BTE. I don't know if that's an option, maybe. Maybe you'll see me on BTE still. I don't know, or maybe I'll do my own thing. I'm gonna miss it a lot. I really put a lot of love and work into heels. I think that's gonna be one of the things I miss the most because that community, they're just so wonderful. I love them so much. If there's any heels in the audience right now or in the chat, please let me know. So hopefully I'll still be around in one capacity or another. I'm always a heel whether I'm there or not. I'm still part of the community, so you know, sometimes you just gotta walk away from a very comfortable situation, but sometimes you have to do these scary things to make the dreams happen. But yet it's going to be okay. I know a lot of people are sad. I was a little sad. I went through a gamut of emotions. Also really excited, so I'm excited to see what's next. I think I got some good stuff coming. When it comes to adding another member to the Maximum Male Models faction, Maxxine Dupri told WWE Deutschland, "I am ready to support the females. I feel like we have so many female superstars that with my guidance, we could just take to the top. I think there's so many throughout NXT, but also throughout SmackDown and Raw. I'm just gonna say, Tiffany Stratton looks so good in her gold gear on Tuesday, and I think that gold gear would look really good with a belt around her. And I think with my guidance, we might get there." Talking about a potential WWE Hall of Fame induction, pro wrestling legend Ken Patera told Wrestling Epicenter, "You said I was in the WWE Hall of Fame. I never said that. I'm actually not in there. Do I want to be in there? F no. Vince McMahon put that whole thing together. It doesn't even have a building. Everyone knows who I am and what I've done. But for Vince to create a Hall of Fame and go, look what I created, like what I did, it doesn't matter to me." During an interview with Bill Apter, WWE legend Marty Jannetty said this about having another pro wrestling match. "No, I didn't want to wrestle again. Why? Because it's so painful. I didn't want to, but the doctor who fixed it told me, I'm going to fix you again so you can walk again without pain. Please don't jump off the top ropes. If you messed it up again, I may not be able to fix it. I thought I'd just tell him okay, but I went through the rehab and the pain." Touching on why a former NXT champion has not been brought up to Raw or SmackDown, Ringside News said, "Some fans were surprised that Bron Breakker wasn't drafted to the WWE main roster during the draft. This was not a big surprise internally at all. We were told that not only have there been no discussions about moving Bron up, there were specific discussions about giving him more time in NXT. Speaking of changes for WWE stars in the creative department, WrestleVotes added, interesting tidbit. Source says a number of creative decisions and ideas planned prior to WrestleMania have not gone the way some envisioned. Not to say for better or worse, but the direction for some superstars is far different than what had been internally discussed. Recalling her and Lita winning the Women's Tag Team Champions, Becky Lynch told My Love Letter to Wrestling, "It was all a bit crazy. When that was decided, I think that was never meant to be the plan. And then they just took a side road and decided that would be the best outcome. What was so great going into that match was that nobody knew what was going to happen. People had ideas, and this could happen, and then we could go this way or that way. There were so many ways we could go. To be standing side by side with the woman who inspired you to get into this in the first place, and we talk about those grassroots and being back. I was coming down with my dyed red hair and my baggy pants and wearing my thong outside my clothes and trying to look like Lita. And here I was standing side by side as an equal about to capture the tag titles. If you're telling your teenage self that's going to happen when you're older, your teenage self would slap you across the face and tell you to be realistic. It was really awesome. Over the years, she's become such a great friend and mentor. She was that misfit, the rock and roll grunger that had big dreams. And she recognized that in me, that I didn't necessarily fit the mold, but I had that love for the business. We've been kind of kindred spirits in that way. Sometimes as a babyface, I almost don't know how to interact with other babyfaces because the man is so untrusting of everybody because she's been burned so many times. I'm like, hello friend. I feel very awkward in that setting. If I was going to have a tag team partner like that, you just couldn't ask for better. Even having to get to do the story with her last year, as short as it was one of these stories in wrestling that I'm most proud of, and one of the matches I'm most proud of. Now I have a lot of history with the woman who inspired me the most. Responding to claims that he runs away from promos when asked to do them, Jungle Boy Jack Perry told What Culture, "Yeah, with the promo thing, I didn't really think about that on the indies. All I really wanted to do is wrestling. When I was a kid, I wanted to wrestle and do cool stuff. I feel like I've got that down. For the most part, I feel pretty competent. I could go in there with anyone in the world and throw down. The promos, I got a lot of flack in the beginning when I said I want to run away when they make me do it. People thought that was a literal thing. It's an expression. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'm never going to be like MJF and show up and request 30 minutes to go out there and blabber on. That being said, I don't really care anymore. I'd like to improve a little every time as I go. It is what it is. It's got to be done. I'm not that worried about it, and I'm feeling more comfortable all the time." When asked if he's shocked he hasn't been invited back to WWE, Mr. Kennedy said on Kurt Angle's podcast, "No, I'm not surprised. I said some really things on the way out the door, and I completely get it. I would like to eventually be able to go back there and finish it out, but I completely understand if that doesn't happen. I did it to myself. I was asked a few years ago, it wasn't official, but I was asked by Daivari, hey, your name came up for Royal Rumble. Would you be interested? I wasn't. I was completely out of shape and I turned it down, but it wasn't an official ask anyway. I just said, no, I'm not interested." Giving an update on Bray Wyatt, who has not been seen on WWE programming since prior to WrestleMania, Ringside News wrote, WWE hasn't seen Bray Wyatt in a very long time. His medical hiatus is going to continue even longer because we received word that he is still not cleared to compete. At this time, there are no creative pitches for him. They also don't know how long this hiatus will last. Staying on the topic of absences in WWE, Steve Carey of Ringside News also noted this about Alexa Bliss. There are a lot of rumors going around about Alexa Bliss right now. We were able to squash one big rumor about her hiatus. We were told by a longtime WWE staffer that Alexa Bliss's disappearance has nothing to do with Bray Wyatt. As Endeavor is acquiring WWE and set to merge it with UFC, Vince McMahon will be the chairman of this new company, as a timeline posted by WrestleNomics revealed. Endeavor's legal advisor, Latham, gave WWE a revised term sheet proposing Vince as executive chair until death, resignation, or incapacity as a condition of giving WWE a $49.51 increased valuation. Vince would also get 5 of 11 board seats and certain veto rights. Going back to Bray Wyatt, it was reported that Bray Wyatt is not currently listed in any fashion internally on the WWE roster. PWInsiderElite.com has confirmed. Talking about his health issues on his podcast, Kevin Nash revealed this about his neck. That's my major concern. I had MRIs done and my orthopedic doctor, Dr. Brad Haman, he called and we went over it. He just said that, my neck, it's always been bad, but it's getting worse. It curves the wrong way. I'm starting to get some compression on some of my nerves. I got stenosis. I've just got a lot of things going on. The last time that I went down to a bioaccelerator stem cell clinic, it was night and day. I'm not kidding you. It was 12 to 18 hours after they injected my neck that I got relief. I got instant relief. My neck has bothered me for the last year. On Facebook, an update on superstar Billy Graham was given as he's been in the hospital. From Billy's wife Valerie, please, urgent prayers needed for my husband. The doctors wanted to remove him from life support tonight. I refused. He's a fighter and his will is strong even if his body isn't. God is our hope. Of course, we wish Billy Graham and his family all the best during this time. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.